Shalom to everyone. Thank you for coming, learning Torah Hashem Yitbarach. Today's shiur Zera Shimshon, Parashat Mishpatim Lerachet. This shiur is being sponsored by Tzadiko Family Leilu Nishmat Zina Zilpo Bat Shifro, וגם with Arambayev's family Shulamit Bat Ferecho. Ruach Hashem Tenichem Began Eden, וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן.
Jak to rufo Shalom Ovid, Rabbi?
אנא אנא רפואה להם רפואה שלמה לכל עם ישראל בכללם.
Baluria בת שושנה. Baluria בת שושנה.
בלוריה בת שושנה.
וגם
נתנו לנו וגם
אסתר בת שפרה.
גם אסתר בת שלום. כל חולי עמו ישראל, אמן. כל חולי עמו ישראל. אוקיי. I would like to say thank you for those that came today to learn Halachot Nida. It's very important and it's crucial to know. A lot of times people make mistakes, and we know when a person by accident lives with Nida, they both get karet chas v'shalom. So when you learn Halachot Nida, not only you prevent yourself from many isurim, but also you build beautiful family harmony. You build beautiful family where you have every month wedding. You get happy, you have happiness in your house, enjoy in your house. That's the kedusha of it. I see sometimes when people do not have Hashem among themselves, what's going on in their house, But when you have Hashem in your house is different kedusha, it's different life, it's different happiness. So Be'ezrat Hashem, every house should have הצלחה רבה בשורות טובות and גדלות בתורה, amen. This week's Parsha has a lot of mitzvot. More than 50 mitzvot has this week's Parsha. One of the mitzvot, Torah says, be careful with honoring a convert. When a goy becomes Jew, you're never allowed to tell him you're a convert. You're ger. You know who was your grandfather? Not allowed. Why? Because you're embarrassing him. People ready to die in the world, but not get embarrassed. Embarrassment is a very, very important thing in life. Person's name, person's dignity is very important. Even our Chachamim say, "Hamalbim pnei chavero barabim en lo chelek leolam haba." A person who embarrasses a person in public, he doesn't have share in the world to come. We learn from Tamar. Tamar, Kelin of Yehuda, will learn from her mutar le'adam sheizrok atzmo lekivshan ha'esh v'al yalbim pnei chavero barabim. A person is better to throw yourself into the hot furnace, but don't shame his face in public.
A person's number one fear in the world is public speaking, because they're afraid to get embarrassed.
Number one, Rav Aaron, I love this statement. Number one fear in the world is public speaking. Why? They're afraid to get embarrassed. It's true. It says in the Torah, this week's Parsha, Veger lo tilchatz. Don't oppress a ger. That's not about gerim only. Anybody. You know person has certain blemish, don't pinch on his face. Don't shame him, don't embarrass him, don't hurt his feelings. V'atem yidatem, especially a ger, newcomer. How do you say ger? Convert. Especially a convert. V'atem yidatem et nefesh hager. Torah says, you know why? Also, you know the feeling of the ger. Ki gerim eitem be'eretz Mitzrayim. Because you were newcomers, you were converts in the land of Egypt. Listen, just say, don't oppress a convert, that's all. Why you have to tell me? Because you were converts in Egypt. Why do you have to tell me this? Когда Тора говорит, уважай человека, допустим, уважай пожилого человека, Тора не должна сказать, Тора не должна, один день ты будешь пожилой, уважай, кто себя нехорошо чувствует, может быть, один день ты заболеешь, не надо Торе это говорить. А здесь Тора говорит, когда человек стал гер, уважай его. Почему? Помните, вы были герим в Египте? Why do I need this? Why Torah has to say this? Kosher. It's difficult. שהיה לו לומר בגר לא תלחץ. Don't oppress a convert. כי גרים הייתם בארץ מצרים. Because you were converts. שהוא הטעם של הגר לא תלחץ. Because that's the reason. Don't oppress him because you were convert. ולמה? הפסיק ביניהם בבעתם ידעתם את נפש הגר. Why to add here, you knew the soul of the ger? Why do I need to say about you know the soul of the ger? What do I care? The soul of the ger. Torah says don't oppress a ger. You know the soul of the ger, and you were ger in Mitzrayim. Okay, don't oppress a ger because you were ger in Mitzrayim. Good. No, you know the soul of the ger. Why do I need this for? What's so important about the soul of a convert? What's so important about the soul? Everybody has soul, yeah. Jew has soul, yeah. So convert also has soul. What's the difference between them?
Coming back from his mistake before.
Huh?
His mistake before he came back.
He made mistake. Could be he didn't make any mistake. Why he came back?
For the sins he did. To fulfill his thing.
So Gemara says, Vita b'Shabbat, Gemara Shabbat page 146. Vita b'Shabbat, it says in Gemara Shabbat, chapter 22, page 146a, Yisrael she'amdu al har Sinai. I'll tell you what happened. Because Chava sinned with a snake, Chava got from head to toe poison. Animal desire. So any children Chava gave birth to had animal desire. So Gemara says, Yisrael she'amdu al har Sinai. Klal Yisrael, we stood by Har Sinai. When Hashem gave the Torah, Hashem purified us first. Hashem said, let me purify you from the desire of the animals. But Goyim, they were not by Har Sinai. So their desire never were cleaned. Never was cleaned. It's still there. פסקה זו המתן, גויים שלא עמדו על הר סיני, לא פסקה זו המתן. Goyim, because they didn't stay by Har Sinai, their tum'ah, zohama, it's worse than tum'ah, was not cleaned. I'll say this in Russian because I see somebody wants to throw plates on me. Когда Хава сделала грех со змеей, змея поставила какой-то яд в Хаву, чтобы у нее было хотение жить с животными. От Хава до горы Синай все имели эту тум'а. Когда на горе Синай Бог нам Тору дал, Он сперва нас от этого очистил. Гоим на горе Синай не были, чтобы получить Тору. Из-за этого у них этой чистоты нету. До сегодняшнего дня у Гоя есть хотение идти жить с животными. Если сегодня Гой идет жить с животными, и еврей идет жить с животными, у еврея двойная проблема. Почему? У него внутри этого нет, он себе заносит этот яд. У Гоя это есть, он рожденный с этим. У еврея это нету, он себе заносит, он двойной получается. То, что себе занес, то, что пошел грех сделал. 2. We'll go further? Okay.
А зачем мочи строили возле Синая?
А?
Синай. И они мочи строили. 1000 лет тому назад. Мечети у них.
Никто не знает, где гора Синай. Я не знаю, что они там могут построить.
Почему они строили?
Rabbi, can you please repeat what you just said about the two problems?
About to what?
About the two problems.
Two sins.
Sins.
If a Jew does it, he gets 2 problems. He brought it in.
Oh. Since Jew doesn't have that desire to live with animals, so if God forbid Jew does it, he gets 2 sins. One sin, he put this desire in himself. He drilled it into himself, and B, he sinned with the animal. But Goy gets only one. He's sinning with the animal. But to put him in himself, he doesn't get that sin. Why? Because that's already in him. He was never cleaned out from the heart, from the creation of the world. Do you understand? So Klal Israel have this problem. Goyim don't. They already with it. Okay. אלא אף על גב דאילו לא אהבו מזליו גרים מאי. So 1 second. What's the story with Gerim? Israel cleaned out. Goyim didn't clean out. But 1 second. When Hashem said to the Goyim, guys, do you want to take the Torah? 90% said no, but 10% wanted. Those 10% that wanted, they wanted Torah. So they said, we want it. Hashem said, don't worry. I'm going to bring your neshama back, and you will get the Torah. So what happened? Mai ela afagav de'irhu lo havu mazlaihu havu. Even though they were not with Klal Israel by Har Sinai to get the Torah, their neshamas came out of them and stood with us by Har Sinai.
So that's why Mishama come back to be Jewish. Mishama come
That's
to be-
right. This is why it says what? Ki gerim eitem ve'atem yidatem et nefesh hager. Hashem says, you know the soul of a ger. Why? Because when we got the Torah, Gerim's neshama came out of them and stood by us by Har Sinai. When we were standing by Har Sinai, who was standing by Har Sinai? Were you there? Were you there?
Yeah.
Everybody was there. Until Mashiach's time, every Jew was there who will be coming into the world to get by Har Sinai. Rabbi Gabriel Yitzchak, Shalom Aleichem. Don't think I don't see you. I do. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Habayim. Thank you. Now, even Gerim were standing there. Uplige de Rabbi Abba Bar Kahana, and this is machloket. To what said Rabbi Abba Bar Kahana, she'amar, she'achar Yaakov. Rabbi Abba Bar Kahana says something different. He says, we didn't get cleaned up by Har Sinai, we got cleaned up before. By whom? From Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu is the father of 12 tribes, right? When Yaakov Avinu came to Lavan's house, what did he care about? Which animals to take to himself? Peckled, speckled, with the dots, this, that animal. What was those animals? Yaakov Avinu was cleaning all the neshamot of Bnei Israel. And he cleaned all the neshamot of Bnei Israel, whatever tum'ah we had since Chalas time. She'achar Yaakov paska zo'ama mi-Israel ad kan leshono. After Yaakov's time, 12 tribes, they were already cleaned. So everybody came out from 12 tribes, were already cleaned. וזה שאמר הכתוב, and this is what Pasuk says, איני רוצה שתחלצו הגרים. Torah says, do not oppress the ger. Why? Because gerim, they got cleaned when the Torah was given. You, Klal Israel, were cleaned from the time of Yaakov Avinu. So since you got cleaned before them, don't make fun of them. Why? Because you know their neshama. The neshama was standing by Har Sinai to get the Torah. She'arei hayu shavim imachem. They are still equal to you, Hashem says. Torah says. Shebahar Sinai paska zo hamatan. At the Har Sinai, their tum'ah was cleaned. Your was before from Yaakov, but they got from Har Sinai. They got pure im zohamatchem. They got pure with your zohama. Aval gal the inhu lo havu mazlaihu havu. Even though this gerim that they are going to be geared today in New York City, 2024, they're going to be a convert. Don't make fun of them. Why? Because they have pure neshama. Their neshama was pure exactly at the same time when yours was pure in Har Sinai. And therefore it says, you know the ger's neshama, dafka nefesh sheromez ala mazal. It talks about the neshama because it hints to the mazal. So from here you learn one thing. When we say en mazal Israel, it means your neshama is not surrounded by any borders. Do not surround your neshama. Don't limit yourselves. This is what it means, en mazal Israel. Don't limit yourself. You're above the limits. Im tomru shepaska zohamatchem me'et Yaakov. So 1 second. Until now we said different way. Your neshama was purified by Har Sinai with a ger. His neshama and neshama the same thing. So if you were Jew from then and they became Jew yesterday, don't make fun of them. Why? Because your neshama with his neshama was standing the same time at the Har Sinai. But if you want to say, no, I'm older than him. Why? Because we got pure before, from Yaakov Avinu's time. Im ken atem gedolim mehem. You want to say, we're bigger than you, because our neshama got earlier purified than yours. Shemehem lo paska ad Sinai, lachen amar, ta'am acher ki gerim eitem beretz Mitzrayim. Therefore, since your neshama was purified before his, don't make fun of him. Now, stop. I want to explain to you the pasuk deeper. I mean, clear. Just let's get clear. What it says. Look, from beginning again. Veger lo tilchatz. Don't make fun of ger. Don't oppress him. Don't put him down. Va'atem yidatem et nefesh hager. Because you know neshama of a ger. What does that mean? What does that mean?
It was back together.
The neshama was there with you.
Standing by Mount.
You understand with you by Har Sinai. Ki gerim eitem beretz Mitzrayim. Because you were also ger by Mitzrayim. If you would want to say, no. I was good. From Yaakov Avinu, no. Still, after Yaakov Avinu, you still were called ger. Until Har Sinai. So therefore, since you're together at Har Sinai with the gerim, don't make fun of him. What does that mean? Can you tell me please? What is Zera Shimshon comes to teach me today in my days? If you have job, your friend doesn't. You married, your friend doesn't. You have children, your friend doesn't. You have health, your friend doesn't. You have happiness, your friend doesn't. You have something, your friend doesn't. You have parnasa, your friend doesn't. Don't oppress him. Why? Because you don't know where was your neshama standing yesterday and where was his neshama standing yesterday. Because you don't know this, don't say something not right. Don't hurt somebody's feelings. Even a ger. But Rashi, when you look at Rashi in the Chumash, when it says don't make fun of ger, Rashi says something very scary. Rashi says, gerim neshama sourced with the bad character traits. They could do something bad. In the beginning, since he was childhood, he was different neshama. I mean, he was as a goy. So he has bad behavior. Could be just going to turn around and leave. And you caused it. Problem. So therefore you have to be very gentle. And not only that, not because of that. Torah says you have to love a ger. Why? Because you are also gerim. Sometimes in life we have 2-3 nice atzlacha in life, and sometimes we forget things. Torah says don't. In the end of the day, you were together, slaves in Egypt. Today, Baruch Hashem, we live in America. Some people in Israel, some people in the world, they live good life. But Torah says never forget that you were slaves in Mitzrayim, and therefore we owe Hashem thank you every day. Ani Hashem Elokechem, Asher hotzet etchem Eretz Mitzrayim. Hashem says, I'm your God, who took you out of Mitzrayim. With this, I want to conclude the shiur today. Today's shiur will conclude early. Sure, yes, Rabbi Adel. What's the question? But say it loud so recording listens to you.
Ger was with us during when we got the Torah. Doesn't that make them higher because they didn't commit the sin of the golden calf?
Very good point. He didn't commit the sin of a golden calf. But how many idols did he commit?
Beforehand, you're saying.
Before he came to be Ger.
Many, probably. So it evens out. So. Notice.
I got today chizuk from this. What chizuk did I get to my personal life? Goyim, when Hashem said, "Do you want my Torah?" They couldn't say yes. Few individuals, they couldn't say yes. The Gerim, the converts, but they wanted. Hashem said, "You know what? Because you want, I want your neshama there." Can you imagine if every day you want to learn Torah? You want to, some of you don't pray with minyan, you want to pray with minyan. Some of you want to go and finish Gemara. You think to finish Gemara, finish Halachot. If you want that, the one thing itself, Hashem puts you on the neshama there. Of course, you should do ishtadlut to be there personal as well, but just the one thing itself, Hashem makes you on the neshama there. Who will learn from Gerim? This is Hashem. We want to be Jew, but we can't open our mouth. They're going to slaughter us over here. They're going to make ISIS to us. But we want it. Hashem says, "You want it? I'll put you by Har Sinai." When we were at Har Sinai, who did we resemble? Big machloket. Huh? We resembled Avraham Avinu. Keish echad, belev echad. Like one man with one heart. We all stood united. You all stood healthy. People who were missing limbs, they got their limbs back. They got their eyes back. They got their hands back. Those who in Germany, Mitzrayim, they were practicing on their body parts. They cut their body parts to make examinations. German learned from Egypt. Hamas learned from both of them. Hashem said, "Don't worry. When you come out from Yam Suf, the one that tortured you, on which body part you will see, his body part will be missing." Vayaminu ba'Hashem u'Moshe avdo. And they had emunah to Hashem and to Moshe more at Yam Suf than Yetziat Mitzrayim itself. Why? Because they saw an Egyptian who poked somebody's eye, Jewish person's eye, his eye was poked and he was laying dead. They saw how Hashem did kechut asara into the hair, into the dot of the hair. Everything to the point. This is how Hashem pays back midah keneged midah to everything good you do. You do good, Hashem gives you to the dot. I'm not going to say you do bad. Nobody does bad here. You come to Shiur Torah, you do good. Every step to go to Shiur Torah is a schar. Is a Talmud Torah. I'll tell you one thing. I understand everyone's exhausted and tired. You worked hard today all day. It's cold outside, freezing. You came to Leilu Nishmat Zina Zilbo Bat Shifro Shulamit Bat Frecho. Hashem should give refuah shlema to everyone who's sick. Hashem should return our hostages live. Be'ezrat Hashem. And the soldiers should come home live. Everyone should have refuah shlema everywhere in the world. And those who are waiting to get married with the zechut of Zera Shimshon, with the zechut of learning Torah, they should get married. Those who are waiting for sons and daughters, children, Hashem should give them banim zecharim la'avodato yitbarach. וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. למחנן בן הקשה אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל לפיכך הרבה להם תורה ומצוות שנאמר, אדוני חפץ למען צדקו יגדיל תורה ויאדיר על ישראל.